I tried to become a mesh by photoscanning myself, and I would say it almost worked. Hello and welcome here on Random Rotation. I hope you're all doing well. In today's episode, I take a look at another photogrammetry tool. Finally. Wanted to do this for quite a while now, but never really found the time. I'm talking about Metashape, formerly known as Photoscan. There is a link to the software down in this video's description. You can try it out for 30 days before you actually decide if it's worth your money or not, which is exactly what I'm doing today. So this video is in no way sponsored. I haven't even purchased the software by now. Okay. That's it for the introduction. Now let's jump right in. So this is what we see once we open Metashape. Luckily, it's super easy to import the source material. I just drag and drop the photos here from my second monitor into this window on the left, and Metashape automatically creates this chunk for us. In here are my photos, and a right click on the chunk gives me access to process align photos, which is what I have to do first. The accuracy in this case is set to highest. As you can see, I already tried it with low and medium, but it did not work out very well. So let's try highest this time. And in the advanced tab, I don't change anything. Okay, I speed this process up for you, but in reality, it took roughly 1 minute, I think. Okay, and once it's finished, this is what you see. That looks wild, right? This is a so-called point cloud, which is basically just a bunch of points in 3D space that we later need to calculate the 3D mesh. And right in the middle of this huge point cloud there, let's zoom in a bit. That's me. That is the only part of the point cloud that we really need to go on, and all the rest can simply be deleted. For that, I use the rectangle selection tool. I just select, let's say, this area here, and then I use the crop selection tool to delete everything that's outside of my selection. Then I rotate my point cloud like so, and I repeat the process. Crop selection, boom. That looks a lot more manageable, right? Next, I need to shrink down the bounding box, which is this big cube that surrounds our point cloud. If I wouldn't do this, all the points we just deleted would still be calculated in the next process. And I don't want that. So next step, process, build dense cloud. I set my quality to high. I tried medium before. That might work well for other scanning jobs, but in this case, not the result I was looking for. So I set it to high and press OK. Once again, I speed this up, but just so you know, we're talking about roughly a 6-minute process. Whoa. This is the dense cloud. This is what we have to work with now. And although it looks a bit scary, I'm the first to admit that, this is a pretty good representation of what our finished mesh will probably look like. But before I go on now and create the actual mesh, I first have to delete some more points here. I think that's pretty obvious. So let's do that right now. For that, I will use a tool called Freeform Selection, and it can be found over here. And now it's just a matter of selecting the points that we don't need. First, very roughly, and delete them. And later in the process, we can zoom in quite close to refine the point cloud selection. That will speed up the mesh building process quite significantly. Because every point that does not need to get calculated saves computer performance and time. Next, we finally built the mesh. Source data is the dense cloud, and I choose to go with a medium face count, which should be enough, I think. In the advanced tab, I don't change anything. Go. Now, at first it seems like nothing has happened, but we do have a mesh. And that's hidden in the chunk right here. I double click it and voila. First thing I immediately notice, no hands. Let's zoom in here. Oh, pretty damaged face. The clothes are dirty, maybe. Let's rotate the guy like so. Yeah, I mean, come on, it is not perfect, but it is my most advanced scanning project so far, and not that I'm super happy with the result, but it kind of worked. I'm pretty sure that it will only get better from here. And we're not done yet. Let's move on with the last step in the process, which is to build the textures. Texture type diffuse map, images generic, 8K. Okay, let's go. The correct textures on the finished mesh will make it look a lot smoother. You see? Okay, we still have no hands, and the face looks a little bit funny, but we have a mesh, and I learned a lot during the process. I'm pretty sure that there are things that I can do better here in the Metashape workflow next time. The source photos can be optimized, but all in all, I'm not disappointed. And there are parts that I think worked out very nice. For example, let me show you his, or not his, my shoes and trousers, because those came out pretty decent, don't you think? Look at the seams. Yeah, I'm happy with that. And like I said, from here on, it can only get better. And just out of curiosity and for comparison reasons, I tried the same thing in Meshroom, and this is what Meshroom came up with. Guys, don't get me wrong, I do like Meshroom. It's a very cool tool in my opinion, but it took twice as long and the result speaks for itself, I think. Alright folks, that is it for this video. I, as always, really hope you liked it, and if so, you already know that, right? Thumbs up, bell, sharing, blah blah blah. Thank you very much. I'll see you next week, and until then, stay safe and motivated. Bye for now.